This week we'll talk Dynamite, Collision, Ring of Honor, Final Battle, and more. Let's get to it.
I'm Paul Stanley of KISS. It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?
I told you last night, no!
You're listening to your source for pro wrestling talk.
For those that are unaware, my name is Fuego del Sol.
Yeah, I actually used to wrestle for Ring of Honor before I signed with WWE.
You know, that name that you just named, I've never had a one-on-one match here in Impact Wrestling Games for Swan.
This is Third League.
World Women's Champion for NWA. I'm the first ever Mexican-born wrestler to hold this title.
This is the first time somebody's introduced me as the Monster Hunter outside of a wrestling show.
His psychology was completely different, and it was more lucha style and Japanese style, so I got two completely different kinds of training.
This is Wrestling Radio.
All right, thank you for joining us this week on another edition of Third League Radio. And, with a topic that I've seen recently on the social media sites, let's just get into wrestling. How about that? Who would have thought let's talk wrestling on a wrestling show? But let's jump right into it with AEW Dynamite number 322, taking place from Fisher's Event Center in Fisher, Indiana. Featured a lot of Continental Classic matches on this one. This was the show that we learned Darby Allin would not be able to compete in the Continental Classic.
Yeah, there's a report that he's actually injured and that he got injured during the Kevin Knight match and that it was audible for him to win, and if it was, what a way to do it, because we actually did not even know that.
Well, I didn't have Kevin Knight winning a match at all, so when he won, I thought, oh, wow, something's going on here. I didn't think injury. I just thought, hey, they're trying to pump up Kevin Knight, you know.
Well, the way they ended the match was perfect, and it didn't even look bad, but is there a credible report on that?
Yeah, but there's a mixture of what his actual injury is. There's no...
So is it a storyline?
No, it's not storyline. It is an actual injury, but there's been different reports on what it is. Some of it's... someone said it was a back injury. Someone said it was a nerve injury. He said he couldn't feel his legs. He got scared. Meltzer said it was concussion-related. So there's been varying reports on what it actually was. I'm guessing all three of those things happened at the same time because, yes, those things can happen. Nerve, concussion, it can cause you to not, you know what I mean? It can cause those things. So I'm thinking all three of them happened at the same time.
Third League Radio.
But let's jump right into Dynamite here as we'll start off with a Gold League match for Kazuchika Okada and Pac. And this one, I think we were both kind of split on this one. In my prediction, I had Pac winning this one. But it would come up with Okada.
I think I said draw.
Yeah. No, I had a draw on this one, too. Never mind. Now that I think about it, I had a draw on this one, too. And, no. Okada would get the win. He would get the clean win here. Of course, he lost when I had him. He lost to Kyle Fletcher when I had him beating Kyle Fletcher. So there's going to be some dynamics going on with the Callis family in this tournament. Speaking of Kyle Fletcher, he's in the next match. It's a Gold League match, taking on who we talked about earlier, Kevin Knight. Kyle Fletcher got the win in this one. I think they're giving Kevin Knight more.
I think because
more of a look than. Because he did have to beat Darby Allin, yeah.
Yeah, just because he had to beat Darby, they made him. They were like, "Hey, you're gonna have to do a little bit more in this one to show that win wasn't stupid." But then, I think they might have went a little overboard, but I didn't see it. So,
well, this is. I'm kind of skipping some ratings here. Wrestling Observer rated the first match, Okada Pac, with 4.25. Rated this match with Kyle Fletcher, Kevin Knight, 4.5 stars. Now, I thought the first match with Pac and Okada was a little bit better than this one, but then again, I don't agree with Dave a lot of the time when it comes to ratings, or I haven't been recently. Moved right along as a tournament semifinal, the Hardcore Holiday Death Match. Marina Shafir and Megan Payne. The Mega Problems. I'm telling you these names, dude. Jet Speed.
It's just a combination of their names, but it's literally the same. Like, it's literally the Mega Powers. It's the same thing. If they wanted to do that,
they were taking on the Timeless Love Bombs, Mina Shirakawa and Toni Storm, and of course, Shirakawa and Toni Storm get the win here. 3.5 star rated match, but I'm actually thinking Willow and Cameron get the first titles. I mean, I wanted Sisters of Sin to get it. If they're not going to get it, I would like Shirakawa and Tony to get it. But
I don't think
the way I've been watching, or the way I'm seeing them presented on TV.
The problem is you have faces versus faces in the final. Everyone wants Tony and Mina. I think that's what they're going to do, simply because I don't think Harley Cameron cannot be a champion, at least right now. I think she could be a tag champion, but if they're going to do her and Willow, they need to actually do it for a few months and not just, hey, we were going to give Willow the tag title, now we got to pick someone else to give it to her with, and we're going to make them a makeshift tag team and ruin all the other tag teams we actually have.
Yeah. I mean, it should be Marina and Megan, but Tony, a little bit of Tony. He likes people he made. There's a little bit of Vince in Tony. He likes people that he made. Like, he didn't make Kenny Omega, even though he loves Kenny Omega. Like, he didn't make Mina Shirakawa, even though he loves Mina Shirakawa. He didn't make Tony Storm.
Well, this could be a thing where maybe Tony and Mina turn heel, or maybe Willow turns heel.
Yeah.
Because you can't have faces versus faces for an inaugural title. I don't know the last time anyone's ever done that.
But we'll move right along in a 6-man tag match here on Dynamite with the Ops defeating Dark Order. Now, I think Dark Order should be pushed a little bit more, but I don't like Alex Reynolds.
This was a great match, and I see people hating on it, and it wasn't meant to be anything special. Maybe it was a little long, but it was a great match.
I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of Alex Reynolds. I like John Silver, like Evil Uno. I wish Stu Grayson would come back in. Maybe even Preston Vance if he's got a personality along the way somewhere. But I don't know. Alex Reynolds, you talk about what we used to call Daniel Garcia, black hole of charisma. There's nothing with Alex Reynolds. If he wasn't with Dark Order, he would literally be an enhancement talent.
They have no leader. I'm wondering if what the internet says is true and they do push out Moxley, if he kind of takes over the Dark Order.
That might be interesting. I don't know. Mox and Dark Order doesn't seem to be a kind of fit, though, unless Stu Grayson comes back. He gave it that seriousness. But in the main event, it was another Continental Classic. It was a Blue League match this time. It was a Wrestling Observer rated 4-star match, and this one, it leads to what you were just talking about, and I actually called this one in my predictions. Claudio Castagnoli, Jon Moxley, 2 members of the Death Riders. Claudio gets the win.
Yeah, I think he had to.
A clean pinfall.
Now, it was crazy because they were like 5 minutes left, uppercut, pin, that's it.
Yeah, no, there was no...
It was meant to be surprising, but it was crazy.
Yeah, and the way that Mox kind of, I don't know, want to say headbutted, stared down Claudio there. You know, I saw somebody say, does this lead to Claudio taking over the Death Riders? And if they're pushing Mox out, watch the subtleties. Pac is the new leader. If you're looking in the past weeks, after Mox, the third time he tapped out, like really quickly, he goes on this whole rant after he breaks... Kyle O'Reilly's arm. He goes on this whole rant. Watch that rant. Watch the looks that Pac is giving Moxley and giving to the other Death Riders around him. He is not...
I think Claudio knows he's running out of time. I think he knows he's going to retire before Pac. I think Pac is next up after Claudio.
Dude, it's going to be Pac. Watch the subtleties. Like I said, just the faces Pac's making during that rant, it looks like he's the leader. He's the one in charge. He's kind of looking at everybody like that, and they're looking at him for guidance. And then that entrance where Pac is shown alone in that chair before he gets up and makes the actual usual Death Rider entrance to the ring.
I don't know what you're talking about.
In the match with Okada at the start of the show.
Yeah. I don't remember him in the chair. He just came out of the back.
It was this entrance. He was sitting right there in the chair, and they showed him, and then they backed up. And then he gets up and starts walking through the crowd. That right there was the signifier for me, because no other Death Rider has a personalized entrance like that. They all just come through the crowd.
Yeah, they do. Claudio has his own song.
Sure. But yeah, that is the main event of Dynamite. Move on to Collision from Columbus, Ohio, where it was Collision number 122. In a continuation of the Continental Classic, it would start with Orange Cassidy and Roderick Strong. This was not just under Continental rules. This was held under what Orange Cassidy called conglomeration rules, where chops were outlawed. No chops, which Roddy is big on that. But you saw a lot of backbreakers again. Messiah of the backbreaker, Roderick Strong, is being brought out in this Continental Classic, but again, he is over. He's going to go over this entire tournament. Orange Cassidy's getting the win in this one, 13 minutes, 23 seconds.
Yeah, I don't... Reason why they... I thought it was weird to have Cassidy win here, but the aftermatch is what showed it, where Roderick... the tension there.
Yeah, Well, Roderick is really not even a part of the conglomeration. He's a loose member anyway. So this is probably going to... I would like to see a good heel run from Roddy. Maybe not heel, maybe...
He's already been a heel.
Maybe anti-hero, but like I said, I don't know. I didn't really get... Once Adam Cole came back, Roddy got pushed to the back. I would really like to see Roddy at the core of something. But he's been one of my favorites for a long time. But then... We'll go on to another Blue League match. Claudio was in action again, and surprising here. Claudio taking on Mascara Dorada, and Claudio takes the loss in this one. That was surprising me. 12 minutes flat. Mascara Dorada gets the win.
I remember that match being great. I don't remember Dorada winning, though.
Yep, Mascara Dorada got the win. Really, that was a surprising match for me. I don't know if that was a mix-up or what. Maybe they had to call something like an audible on that one. But we'll move on to a TBS title match. After... we'll talk about that here in just a little bit. Mercedes Moné would retain her TBS title, defeating Layla Gray, who had Christopher Daniels by her side, 5 minutes, 49 seconds in this one. But a national title match would be next, as Ricochet would take on Ace Austin. Good showing from Ace Austin, but Ricochet successful in his first 2 national title defenses. He would get the win in this one, 10 minutes, 5 seconds.
10 minutes, 5 seconds. That seems a little short, but from what I remember, it's a good match.
Well, we got a Blue League Continental Classic match closing out this one, main eventing this show. Hold on. We got we'll talk about that here in just a little bit. Konosuke Takeshita, Jon Moxley in the main event of this one, and Moxley, as again I had predicted, Moxley losing to Konosuke Takeshita, 17 minutes, 29 seconds.
Why would he not lose to Takeshita? That doesn't seem... That's
what I'm saying. All this is leading toward Moxley not being in the Death Riders. The Death Riders kicking out Moxley. Moxley should... In a tournament like this, with the stature Moxley is, with the stature he sees himself at, he shouldn't have 2 losses right now. The Death Riders are going... this is just leading up to...
What? Don't act like it was your idea. We both didn't like the story. We both didn't want it to happen. We both were reading what people were saying online. I was saying that. Don't act like it's only your idea.
Well, no. I'm saying... I told a little bit earlier in this set, I said, this is what you're talking about earlier. Sometimes I think you're not listening to what I'm saying.
Continental Classic.
But let's take a look at Continental Classic standings. Before we do that, we mentioned earlier that Darby Allin out of the Continental Classic. Well, we learned on Collision that his replacement would be Jack Perry. And we're going to get into the standings, and I'll talk about that. But we'll start with Blue League, where Claudio and Konosuke Takeshita tied with 6 points each. Now, I think Konosuke Takeshita would probably be in the lead because he has 2 wins, 0 losses, whereas Claudio has 2 wins, 1 loss. But after that, it's Moxley, Mascara Dorada, Orange Cassidy, each with 3 points. Roderick Strong, bringing up the rear, has not got a win yet. In Gold League, Kyle Fletcher is solely in the lead. He has got 6 points, followed by Kevin Knight, Pac, Okada. They have got 3 points each. Jack Berry and Mike Bailey bringing up the rear. They do not have a point yet. Of course, Jack Perry, Darby lost the first match to Kevin Knight, so Jack Perry did not get that, but he hasn't even had a match yet. But that's how the Continental Classic looks right now.
You're listening to Third League Radio.
And I got a rant again. Jungle Jack. I heard it over and over and over again. I'm going to clip this section just to put it out on YouTube or wherever. Stop. It's Jack Perry. It's not Jungle Boy. It's not Jungle Man. It's not Crocodile Dundee. It's not Steve Irwin. It's Jack Perry. I don't know what's so hard about that.
And it's not All Elite Derek.
I don't know what's so hard about that.
You're the only person who doesn't like it in the whole world.
Stop. Jack Perry doesn't like it.
Then he wouldn't be doing it.
He's literally on record. Don't call me Jungle Boy. He wants to get away from that gimmick. And Tony can't.
They're not calling him Jungle Boy.
Yes, they're calling him Jungle Jack. He doesn't want anything to do with that.
That's not what
So why
he
are
said.
you making him do it?
That's not what he said. But of course I'm wrong because I don't know anything. Water isn't wet. Sky is...
Tony can't do anything wrong. Yes, that's exactly what you're at right now.
That's your only...
That's exactly what you're at right now.
defense because
that's exactly what you're at right now.
Last week I said Tony wrong. Week 4 I said Tony wrong. This is your only defense.
But you can't say... Well, okay, there is no reason to call Jack Perry Jungle anything. And you're going, yeah, there is. No, there's not. No reason to have Jungle anything in there.
That's why you don't own the company. Because it doesn't fucking matter what they call him.
Yes, it does. It does. It matters. It matters to his future. It matters to his character. I mean, you can't have him playing a cartoon version of somebody and expect him to succeed. It
happens all the time. Everywhere. It's like,
really? Jack Perry could be main event material one day, and he'll never get past mid-card being Jungle.
That's like saying Dolph Ziggler won't be anything doing the hair back. He had a world title. He was world title at TNA. One of the best wrestlers of all time.
How long did Dolph Ziggler hold a world title in WWE? Not long at all.
A few couple months, actually, multiple times.
And he was never taken seriously at all.
Yes, he was.
He was never the man, like Bryan Danielson, the man. Dolph Ziggler was never the man. Randy Orton for WWE was the man. He was their guy. Dolph Ziggler, never their guy.
And to you, Randy Orton is cartoonish.
Randy Orton is very WWE generic, not cartoonish. Jungle Jack. Give me a whole TV series about it.
And when they bring Scapegoat back, guess what you're going to say? I knew it. It was my idea.
They're not going to bring Scapegoat back. They're not going to bring Jack Perry back. It's WWE type nonsense. Hey, the Hardy Boys are back. You know what? They're going to be Team Extreme again. You know how hard they had to do Woken Matt Hardy? Nonsense.
Talking wrestling around the world. This is Third League.
Well, Ring of Honor Final Battle was held in Columbus, Ohio, at the Greater Columbus Convention Center. And, well, you know what? I didn't get to finish this show. I watched the first part of the show. I didn't get to finish it, but I liked what I saw. It started off with a women's pure title tournament final match as Deonna Purrazzo would defeat Billy Starks. I thought they were going to give Billy Starks the win. I was pleasantly surprised. Deonna Purrazzo gets the title, 13 minutes, 51 seconds.
Well, how they even built the match, Deonna Purrazzo looked like she was going to lose, and the crowd was all behind Billy Starks just because of where they're from, the Ohio, Kentucky area. So, and because they were in Ohio, Moxley was there. He would leave pretty early on in the show. He was just there for the couple matches and then to promote his match with Takeshita the next night.
Yeah, he was on
Which is
commentary.
why we don't like to skip, but it's okay.
But let's move this to a match that I really enjoyed. It was a 30-minute Iron Man match, a non-title match. Lee Moriarty taking on Nigel McGuinness. Lee Moriarty would get the win, 5 falls to 4 in a very quick exchange at the end.
I thought you could... With seeing Nigel come out with the original pure title gave me so many ideas of what they could have done with this. Like, you could have... Weeks building up to this show on Ring of Honor TV, you could have had Nigel with the original pure title, and you could have had him taunting it or something and do like a a title versus title-ish, even though Nigel's not really a champion, but you get it.
Yeah.
And that would, but you know, it was a good match. Simple psychology, nothing crazy. Nigel wrestled a great match. Lee Moriarty did well. No hiccups, no botches.
Yeah, I mean, this was Nigel giving Lee Moriarty the cosign. Not necessarily passing the torch, but giving him the cosign to say, hey, look, he is your new pure champion. Yes, he is a good technical wrestler. And I don't know what kind of story they're setting up at the end, because, I mean, the match was great. It was a good match. But at the end, because it was a real quick set of things, they were tied, and then basically, okay, here's how it goes down. Lee Moriarty is up 3-1. Nigel McGuinness gets 3 quick pinfalls, 28 minutes, 10 seconds, 29 minutes, 30 seconds, 29 minutes, 48 seconds. Really quick pinfalls for Nigel. And then Lee Moriarty gets one directly after that, like 15 seconds after that pin.
They started the pinfall at 2 seconds left on the clock, and they went ahead and let him get the pinfall. And they should have rang the bell and been like, Nigel wins.
Yeah, but anyway, that would get the tying pin, I guess, and then they would go to the sudden death or whatever. Lee Moriarty would eventually get the win over Nigel after that. Shane Taylor tries to, I don't know, not really attack, but go after, provoke, agitate Nigel. Lee Moriarty calms him back, pushes him down, and says, no, I don't know if that's a little bit of...
Shane Taylor kept yelling at Nigel the whole time, and Nigel's walking away like, that guy's crazy, and Lee Moriarty gets a little upset and kind of walks ahead of Shane Taylor as they're leaving.
Yeah, I don't know if that's teasing some dissension there or whatnot, but Shane Taylor Promotions is the big group in Ring of Honor right now, so I don't know, to see them break up, that might be a good story.
I didn't like them at first, but when I watched that pay-per-view match, it was great. And here's the problem with Tony. He doesn't work on the weekly shows. He's the one booking them, but he doesn't give two craps about it. He only gives a crap when it's on pay-per-view. You need a dedicated
staff over there that does pay-per-views, that does weekly shows, that's what they do.
That can make the week, because it's not that the weekly shows are booked wrong match-wise, but there's nothing that grabs your interest. It feels like a dark show.
Yeah. That's my problem with Ring of Honor. They do have good storylines that are kind of there on the regular TV, but as you get to pay-per-view, it's almost completely different, and it's like their pay-per-views are one-offs almost. We'll move on to the women's world title match, the shocker of the night for me. Red Velvet defeating Mercedes Moné to regain her world television title.
This match was so good. Did you actually finish this one? This might have been your last one.
Yeah, I saw a little bit of Kingston Woods, but not much.
So this match was probably one of, if not, I'd say like third best match on the show. I think it was even better than the main event, the women's world title. It was just phenomenal. Red Velvet looked great. Mercedes sold like hell. The moves were stiff.
I'm always going to have a little bit of a bias towards Red Velvet simply because she's been in Durant, the place where we record our stuff, I like that. Going on her Instagram one day and like, dude, I know the Art Alley. Holy crap, that's awesome, But so I'm always going to have a little bit of Red Velvet bias. But yeah, that was very cool to see. And it's almost shocking. I saw someone talk about, because I was kind of floating this theory, like the world title is going to elude her while she has the weight of all these titles on her. She's not going to be able to win the world title. Someone said this is the start of her downfall of losing titles to rebuild her up as the world champion.
I don't know. I still think she should have every title in the world besides the one she can't get in WWE and Noah. Does Noah have one? I don't think so. I think they're partnered with one of the women's promotions, I think. Whatever.
That's interesting to think about. But we'll move on to the World Tag Team titles, which there is no Freebirds rule in Ring of Honor AEW, apparently.
This is wrong. because the last time we had this issue was with Bullet Club Gold, because they had both sets and someone got injured, and Tony Khan said that from now on it is Freebird rules.
Yeah, I don't think Tony pays attention to himself a lot of times, because he said the unified title was a thing and now it's not a thing. That's just, yeah. I just think you toss the unified belt at it.
He said the winner of Okada and Omega, that title was getting absorbed. The loser's title was getting absorbed and taking on the winner's title's rules, which meant the international title took on the continental title's rules, and it was gone. That's why there was a unified title,
but that's
and
not
Okada
how it is
was
anymore.
just carrying all of them because he's Okada.
That's not how it is anymore. It was now it is the unified title is only in existence if someone holds the international and the continental title. That's why you see...
So they can choose, if they hold both at any given time, they can choose to have the unified one or not.
Apparently. I mean, that's why you see Okada only carrying the international title out to the ring, since the continental title is technically not in his possession now.
They have started doing this thing the last few months where they... if there's a big question that doesn't get answered in one show, usually it's the question that podcasters always try to capitulate on. It's like, oh, well, unified title, you didn't answer that.
Yeah.
So the next show, they have Don Callis given probably the worst answer for any... He was like, why would I want to give up the international title?
Yeah.
No.
So we're going to move on because Josh Woods is coming back, and I always thought that Tony has not paid enough attention to Josh Woods. Right before, right as Tony bought Ring of Honor, Josh Woods was having a... coming from an MMA career, he was starting into a good professional career. He was the Pure champion. He fits the Pure division. He really does. And I haven't seen a lot done with him. I like that he's coming back here. I like that he was in action. But I don't like that he lost. He was going to lose to Eddie Kingston anyway, because Eddie Kingston is in a big story right now. But he's in a lot of big stories right now. But, yeah, Eddie Kingston gets the win, just under 10 minutes in this one.
Yeah, I mean... I really don't know what else to say about it. It was not that great, but Josh Woods worked his ass off. I mean, him versus Lee Moriarty would be a great match, but because Tony can't do the NFL, AEW, and Ring of Honor, and
Tony, let us run it.
And Fulham,
Let us run Ring of Honor.
He just can't think about putting Josh Woods into like a story or making an actual division.
Okay, we skipped. I got to go back a little bit because we got into talking about titles. We forgot to say that La Facción Ingobernable, LFI, Sammy Guevara, Beast Mortos, they had to regain their titles after they were put up. They had to win them from Adam Priest and Tommy Billington.
Great match, by the way. You need to sign Adam Priest and make those two a tag team. They had great chemistry.
Well, the World Six-Man titles were on the line. Shane Taylor Promotions, Carly Bravo, Shane Taylor, Sean Dean would defeat Skyflight, Dante Martin, Darius Martin, and Scorpio Sky, 11 minutes, 28 seconds.
Yeah, I didn't really care for that one, I'm not going to lie.
I was hoping Skyflight would get the win in this one. That's another time they're just taking two names and throwing them together as a team name. You got to stop that.
They could have just called it SCU and been like, you guys are the new SCU.
It's the new SCU, yeah. We got the AEW National Title match. Ricochet would defeat Dalton Castle just under 15 minutes, 14:57.
Better than I thought it was going to be, but I still don't like Dalton Castle.
Now the match next to the main event. I really thought that this was going to be the LFI Takeover show because both Sammy Guevara and Beast Mortos were in this Ring of Honor World Title match. It was a survival of the fittest match. Other people in it, see. Commander, Blake Christian, and of course Bandito, the champion. Bandito would get the win. He would defeat Hechicero at the end, but Hechicero he would eliminate Blake Christian. Blake Christian eliminated Commander. Yeah, that's how it all worked out. Eventually, Bandito eliminated Hechicero. He would get the win.
You were stealing what I was about to say, but
oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it was a great match. Really weird how they did the elimination. Sammy Guevara went out first, and honestly, I thought this was where Bandito loses it.
Yeah, no. I thought this was going to be the LFI takeover. I thought Beast Mortos was going to get the world title.
I was thinking for sure Hechicero, and then like maybe Don Callis comes out or something. But no, Bandito retains. A good match, but I don't know where the story goes. Didn't he just beat all of his competitors?
Yeah, so I don't know where you go from there.
Jericho again?
I don't know. I don't know if Jericho's coming back.
I know.
Let's see. Ring of Honor Women's World Title is the main event. Athena, Persephone. Athena would get the win over the CMLL star, 27 minutes, 19 seconds.
From what I saw, it was just a normal Athena match. It didn't really feel like Persephone would ever get the win in this one. And man, I didn't really get to see all of it. But Athena did come out and she was saying like it's her show and stuff. So, I mean, it is, but if it's her show, let her book it because Tony can't do it.
Well, that is our look at Final Battle, which over on Cage Match gets an 8.61 rating for a full show. So, yeah, Ring of Honor coming on strong with Final Battle.
This week in history.
All right, now it's time for This Week in History, and we're only talking about 2 days, but we got 4 different years. This week is December 1st through December 7th, and we are going to... Well, December 1st is going to be one of those days, but we're going to start with December 4th. December 4th, back in 2001, Vince McMahon's Kiss My Ass Club is unofficially closed when McMahon is forced by The Rock to kiss Rikishi's ass on SmackDown. I remember that moment.
And that's why SmackDown got more viewers than Raw for like 10 years.
Moving on to December 4th, 2000...
Because of that, by the way.
December 4th, 2013, the Hart Family Mansion in Calgary, Alberta, Canada would be named a heritage site, which is an official landmark by Calgary Mayor Naheed Ninsi. So there you go, the Hart Family Dungeon.
Oh, good for them.
December 1st, 2013, Davey Richards would announce that he had left Ring of Honor Wrestling. He would soon sign with TNA Wrestling and re-team with Eddie Edwards as the Wolves.
Man.
And the big one this week, December 1st... Oh, go ahead.
He was the guy in Ring of Honor, and he would have... I forgot why exactly he left wrestling, but he was the next version of the American Strong Style. He was a little bit younger than those guys, and yeah.
Yeah, what could have been with Davey Richards? 1998, December 1st. This is when WWE copied ECW. You know, Kurt Angle, he was going to meet with everybody. He met with WCW, ECW, WWE. The reason he just didn't even consider ECW was because Raven crucified Sandman. He signs with WWE, and on December 1st, 1998, The Rock crucifies Stone Cold Steve Austin. They raise him up on the Undertaker symbol that's in the shape of a cross, and he hangs over the ring.
And he would then leave in like 2004, I think, 5, to go to TNA, and he would stay there for the majority of his career.
But yeah, this December 1st, 1998 is when Undertaker would crucify The Rock on Monday Night Raw. Or, excuse me, Stone Cold Steve Austin on Monday Night Raw.
You wish they did The Rock.
Match of the week.
Match of the week time. Match of the week for me. Both of them have got to come from Final Battle. I don't know where yours are coming from, but for me, this was a hard one because I didn't want to give this honorable mention. I wanted to give it match of the week, but it's got to be honorable mention. Lee Moriarty defeating Nigel McGuinness in the 30-minute title Iron Man match. I loved it. I would have given it main event if not, or I would have given it match of the week if not for the one right after it. Everything about this was great for me.
Yeah. No, I mean, you hit that on the head there. I'm just trying to think of what the honorable mention should be. I think I'm going to go with that one, though. And
yeah, I mean, you wouldn't be wrong with Fletcher, Kevin Knight from Dynamite, or, and a lot of the Continental classic matches. I mean, you could pick either one of them. You wouldn't be wrong. But since we have the Ring of Honor pay-per-view, man, I think that's what I got to stick with in my official match of the week.
But we are starting to look at match of the year, and this one guy's name pops up multiple times. He is not my match of the week, however. But Bandito is continuing his case for Wrestler of the Year. Currently, I don't have him there, but he's in the running, which is really, I think, the goal for him. I don't know if that's what he was thinking of, like, personally, but I think that was part of he worked way harder this year than he ever had. And I just wanted to give that to Bandito real quick. But my match of the week is going to Red Velvet and Mercedes Moné.
Yep, that's exactly what I was going to say. Match of the week, Red Velvet, Mercedes Moné for the TV title.
I was going to give it honorable mention because in terms of wrestling quality, it was probably on the same level, but the surprise was the only, the surprise factor. It's going to get match of the week. It's not match of the year level, but,
If Nigel would have won the Iron Man match, it would have been match of the week for me.
Well, they were teasing Nigel and Brian a couple times.
Yeah.
I counted 3. Maybe they did more. And I was like, man, if this was for the title, Nigel wins the title, reinstates the original pure title, Danielson comes back, revives Ring of Honor.
That would be great. But yeah, that is match of the week.
And after it's all over, you say, oh, what a lovely tea party.
Third League. Wrestling Radio.
Well, we got upcoming shows. We're going to look back, since we're just talking Ring of Honor. Boxing Day Brawl coming up on, of course, Boxing Day, December 26, 2025. It's going to be online stream. We got one match announced so far, and I'm looking forward to it. It's a pure title match. Lee Moriarty defending against Commander.
That's weird. See, it doesn't... Tony just likes Commander, and he's putting him in this place. What about Commander screams pure division?
Well, I mean, let's see if he can work.
He's got some arm drags. He might be able to do a German suplex.
Yeah, no, I mean, I was looking forward to the Clash of Styles. I want to see how it goes. But if we got to move a little bit sooner.
You got to be able to work without the ropes, and that's like 90% of his moveset.
If we move to a little bit sooner, CMLL is having a show. Well, it's a CMLL AEW special show. It's Claudio Castagnoli's first defense of the CMLL heavyweight title, world title, I should say.
Against Místico?
No.
Hechicero?
No.
Bandido?
Ultimo Guerrero!
He just beat Gran Guerrero, now he goes for Ultimo Guerrero. That's funny.
But yes, it's Guerrero versus Castagnoli, joined by two other. There's going to be 2 more AEW versus CMLL matches. It's got actually 2 more participants from the C2. Kevin Knight's going to take on Sky Team member Neon, while Speedball Mike Bailey taking on Mascara Dorada, which isn't that really an AEW versus AEW still. But yeah, Dorada's welterweight championship will be on the line in that one.
Wait. Is Chavo still wrestling? Is Claudio going to fight Chavo?
No, I think Chavo re-signed with WWE in a production capacity.
Did he?
I think so. I think I read that. I'm not 100% sure at this moment. That is our show this week. We will see you next time right here on Third League Radio.
Thank you for listening to this edition of Third League Radio. Download the latest episodes at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or YouTube. Catch the live radio show every weekend starting at 10 p.m. You can listen live every Friday night at mix961.net. This has been Third League Radio.